projects. In this video, we are going to explain about the project entitled as Improving Data Entry Quality in Enterprise Applications with NLP Methods, a model proposal based on BERT and deep learning. So before getting into the video, let me give you the brief description about the project. The title emphasizes the use of advanced natural language processing techniques to enhance the accuracy and reliability of data entered into enterprise systems. It highlights how BERT's contextual language understanding combines with deep learning models can identify semantic errors, inconsistencies, and ambiguities in user input. The title reflects a shift from traditional rule-based validation towards intelligent, learning-based approaches. Overall, it conveys a solution aimed to improve data integrity, efficiency, and decision-making in enterprise applications. Coming to the abstract, this abstract explains the importance of maintaining high-quality data in enterprise applications. As poor data quality can negatively impact business decisions and operational efficiency, it points out the limitations of traditional rule-based validation systems which struggles to understand unstructured text and contextual meaning. To address these issues, the paper introduced an NLP-based solution that uses BERT and deep learning models to understand the contextual of data entries. By detecting errors, standardizing inputs, and offering real-time suggestions, the proposed approach improves data accuracy and consistency while reducing the need of manual data correction. Coming to the existing system described relies mainly on simple, rules-based validation, methods such as predefined formats, fixed schemes, and regular expressions to check user-entered data. While these techniques are effective for validating structured data like dates, email IDs, or numeric values, they cannot understand the meaning or context for textual information. Because of these limitations, such systems fail to identify semantic errors, unclear inputs, or inconsistencies between related data fields. As a result, organizations depend heavily on manual verification and data cleaning after entry, which increases cost, time, and reduces efficiency, especially in rapidly changing enterprise environments. Coming to the proposed system or base paper work, the proposed system uses advanced NLP techniques based on BERT and deep learning to improve the quality of data entered into enterprise applications. Unlike traditional systems, it understands the contextual and meaning of user inputs, allowing it to detect semantic errors, inconsistencies, and unusual entries rather than just checking formats. The system cannot automatically recognize important entities, validate meanings, correct mistakes, and provide intelligent suggestions while the user is entering data. By offering real-time feedback and learning continuously from user corrections, the system adapts to domain-specific language and business needs, leading to more accurate data, less manual correction, and better overall data management. Coming to the data set, this dataset is privacy-preserving synthetic collection created for financial risk analysis and NLP research. It is generated using patterns learned from real SEC filings such as 10K, 10Q, and 8K reports, ensuring realistic content without exposing sensitive financial information. Each data record contains a financial risk narrative along with structured labels, including the severity level of risk, the category or the type of risk involved, and the length of the text. With separate training and testing splits, the dataset is well suited for tasks like risk classification, severity prediction, information extraction, and fine-tuned transformer models such as BERT for financial and enterprise level applications. Coming to the novelty or extension or enhancement or improvement. The extension of this work focuses on improving model performance, usability, and analytical depth. By incorporating long former-based embeddings, the extended model is able to handle longer financial text more effectively than BERT, resulting in significantly improved performance and achieving 94% accuracy on the Gretel financial risk dataset. To enhance practical usability, a Flask-based user interface was developed, allowing users to easily submit text inputs and receive risk predictions without technical complexity. Additionally, topic modeling was integrated using the trained models to uncover hidden themes and patterns within the dataset, providing deeper insights into financial risk factors and supporting better interpretability and decision making. Coming to the flow of the work, first, we need to import the packages. All required Python libraries and frameworks, including NLP libraries, deep learning frameworks, visualization tools, and deployment related packages. These packages provide the foundation for data handling, model building, evaluation, and deployment. Next, loading the dataset from Hugging Face. The Gretel Financial Risk dataset is loaded directly from the Hugging Face repository. This step ensures easy access to standardized and pre-split datasets suitable for financial risk analysis tasks. Next, pre-processing. Text data is cleaned to improve model performance by removing URLs, emojis, and punctuation marks, converting all text to lowercase and remaining or standardized target column values. This step reduces noise to ensure consistency in the input data. Next, data visualization. Exploring data analysis is performed to understand the dataset better. Sample outcomes are examined, text length distributions are visualized to identify documents, size patterns, and word clouds are generated to highlight frequently occurring terms. Next, resample the data. To handle class imbalance, resampling techniques are applied. This ensures that all risk categories are adequately represented and prevents model bias towards majority classes. Next, encoding. Categorical labels are transformed into numerical form using label encoding. This step prepares the target variables from compatibility with machine learning and deep learning models. Next, train, test, split. The dataset is divided into training and testing sets using an 80:20% split. This allows the model to learn from the majority of the data while being evaluated on unseen samples. Next, embeddings and vectorization. Multiple text representations techniques were applied, including transformer-based embeddings such as BERT, Robert A, GPT-2, and Longformer, as well as traditional methods like TF-IDF and word-to vectorization. This enables comparison of different embedding strategies. Next, models. Several based and existing models are trained, including BERT with LSTM, and GRU layers. Robot A, GPT-2, and SVM. As an extension, the Longformer model is implemented to better handle long financial text and improve performance. Next, evaluation. Model performance is assigned using standard metrics such as accuracy, precision, recall, and F1 score. Confusion metrics and classification reports provide deeper insights into class-wise performance. Next, saving the model. The best performing trained model is saved for future interference and deployment, ensuring reusability without retraining. Next, comparison table and graphs. A comparative analysis is presented using tables and graphs to visualize performance differences across models and embedding based on evaluation metrics. And next we have Flask deployment. A Flask-based web application is deployed. A Flask-based web application is developed to deploy the model. Users can input text, which undergoes pre-processing and embedding before prediction. The system outputs the prediction risk class along with confidence scores and applies topic modeling to display key terms, providing both prediction and interpretability in a user-friendly interface. The algorithms used in the project are BERT embedding with LSTM, BERT embedding with GRU, Robot A, GPT-2, SVM, and as an extension, we have used Longformer. Coming to the requirements, we have both hardware requirements and software requirements. Hardware requirements consisting of operating systems Windows only, processor i5 and above, RAM 8 GB and above, hard disk 25 GB and above. Software requirements consisting of application framework is Anaconda, primary language is Python, front-end framework is Flask, backend is Jupyter Notebook, database is SQLite 3, technologies which we use to build the front-end are HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Bootstrap 4. To execute this project, first we need to open the code folder which contains the project source code file. This folder is a complete package of your project's code base containing everything needed to develop, test, and deploy your application or model. Static folder. This folder consists of files related to CSS, JavaScript, and Bootstrap. Templates folder. This folder contains all the HTML pages used in the project. It typically includes files like index.html, about.html, etc., which represents different pages of the website. App.py file. This .py file contains the information related to front-end logic. It could include code written in Python that handles server-side operations such as processing user requests, interacting with the database, and generating dynamic content to be rendered in the HTML templates. These are the model files which contain algorithm information which will be loaded into the project code during the runtime. Notebook.ipynb file. This is a Jupyter Notebook file which contains a combination of code, graphs, and output all in one place. It allows users to write and execute the code in individual cells, making it a popular choice for data science. Signup.db file. This file is a database file used to store the user information. Now, coming to the execution of the project, firstly, you need to copy the path of the code folder from the address bar of the file explorer. Then, open Anaconda prompt. Using the command cd followed by a space, paste the copied path. This command is used to change the current directory to the code folder's path. Now, compile the app.py file using the command python space app.py in Anaconda prompt. This command will execute the Python script and perform a runtime check for any syntax errors or logical issues. After running the app.py file, the Flask framework will host the application locally at the default address with a port number of 5000. Copy the local link provided by the framework and paste it in any web browser. I prefer Chrome. So this is a homepage of the project should now be displayed in the browser. This is a front-end built using Flask framework. In this page, we have Home button and Get Started button. Now, click on Get Started button so that the logon HTML will be opened. Here, we need to give the details and create an account for user authentication like username, full name, mail ID, contact number, and a password. Again, we need to re-enter the password for the confirmation. Now, click on Create an account so that all the given details are stored in signup.db and the login.html will be opened, where you need to access the application by username and a password. Then click on Sign In so that the prediction page has been displayed. In this page, we have Analysis button, Graphs button, Notebook button, and Sign Out button. Firstly, click on Analysis button so that the form will be opened where you need to enter the text for birth model validation. Firstly, we need to enter the input text, then click on Analyze with Birth Model button so that the given input is pre-processed and the output will be displayed as control. The text has been classified as control category. This indicates control measures or management protocols are present. The prediction score is 99%. Text analysis is 3613 and the top topic words are given below. We also have the recommendations, potential causes, and safety measures. Now click on New Analysis so that the form will be opened again where you can enter the text data. Give the input data and click on Analyze with Birth Model button so that the input is pre-processed and the output will be displayed as Impact of the risk. The text has been classified as impact of risk. This indicates potential consequences or effects of identifying risk. The prediction score is 99%. Text analysis is 3469 and the top topic words are given below. We also have the recommendations, potential causes, and safety measures. Now click on New Analysis. Again, the form will be opened where you can give the input and click on Analyze with Birth Model so that the input is pre-processed and the output will be displayed as internal control. The text has been classified as internal control. This indicates internal control mechanism or procedures. The prediction score is 99%. Text analysis is 2953 and top topic words are given below. We also have the recommendations, potential causes and the safety measures. Now click on new analysis so that the form will be opened where you can enter the input text and then click on analyze with birth model. The input is pre-processed and the output will be displayed as impact of risk. The text has been classified as impact of risk. We have the prediction score is of 98%. Text analysis is 3778 and top topic words are given below. We also have the recommendations, potential causes and safety measures. Now click on view graphs so that the graphical representation of the project will be opened. First we have sample outcome graph. The graph titled sample outcome represents the distribution of different risk related classes in the data set. The x-axis shows the four classes: control, impact of risk, internal control and potential risk, while the y-axis represents the count of samples in each category. From the graph, it is clear that potential risk has the highest number of instances, indicating that most of the records in the datasets are associated with potential risk factors. This is followed by impact of risk with the 339 samples, showing a sustainable focus on the consequence of identified risk. In contrast, control and internal controls have significantly fewer samples, suggesting that this category are underrepresented. Overall, the graph highlights a class imbalance in the dataset, which justifies the need for resampling techniques during model training to ensure balanced learning and improved prediction performance. Next, we have distribution of text lengths graph. The graph titled distribution of text length illustrates how the number of words varies across the text samples in the dataset. The x-axis represents the number of words per document, while the y-axis indicates the frequency, showing how many records fall within each word count range. Most of the texts are concentrated between 600 and 1000 words, with a clear peak around 800 to 900 words, indicating that the majority of financial risk narratives are moderately long and detailed. The distribution shows a slight risk skew, with fewer documents extending beyond 1200 words and a smaller number of very long text reaches up to 1800 words. This variations in text length highlights the presence of long form financial content, justifying the use of transformer models like BERT and LongFormer, which are capable of capturing long range contextual information effectively. Next, we have word cloud graph. The overall word cloud of all cleaned text visually represents the most frequently occurring words in the dataset after pre-processing steps, such as removing punctuations, URLs, emojis, and converting text to lower cases. In this graph, the size of each word reflects its frequency, meaning larger words appears more often across the financial risk narratives. Prominent terms such as risk, company, financial, impact, management, and operations indicate that the dataset is strongly focused on corporate risk factors, business performance, and operational concerns. The variety of words displayed suggests coverage of multiple risk dimensions, including regulatory, market, and internal control aspects. Overall, the word cloud provides a quick and intuitive overview of the dominant themes present in the dataset, helping to validate its relevance for financial risk analysis and supporting further tasks such as topic modeling and classification. Next, we have confusion matrix graph. The confusion matrix LongFormer graph illustrates the classification performance of the LongFormer model across the four risk categories: potential risk, impact of risk, internal control, and control. The rows represents the true classes labels, while the column shows the predicted labels made by the model. High values along the dimensional indicates correct predictions, demonstrating strong model accuracy. The model correctly classified 108 potential risks, 102 impact of the risk, 103 internal control, and 95 control samples, showing excellent performance across most classes. Minor misclassifications are visible, such as a few control samples being predicted as impact of risk and some internal control insights classified as control. Overall, the confusion matrix indicates that the long-former model effectively distinguished between different financial risk categories, with very few errors supporting its high accuracy and suitable for long-term financial risk classification tasks. And we also have the model performance graph like accuracy, precision, recall, and F1 score. The model performance comparison graph presents a detailed comparison of multiple models across 4 evaluation metrics: accuracy, precision, recall, and F1 score. Each subplot represents one metric with the x-axis showing the different models used: BERT with LSTM, BERT with GRU, Robot A, GPT-2, linear SVM with TF-IDF, word to vector plus linear SVM, and long former. And the y-axis indicating the corresponding performance score. Transformer-based models consistently outperform traditional machine learning approaches, with Robot A and long former achieving the highest scores across all metrics. Notably, the long former model demonstrates the best overall performance, reaching approximately 94% accuracy. Precision, recall, and F1 score highlighting its strength in handling long financial text. In contrast, the traditional models such as TF-IDF with linear SVM and word-to-vector with SVM show significantly lower performance, indicating their limitations in capturing deep contextual semantics. Overall, the graph clearly illustrates the advantages of advanced transformer architectures, especially long former, for financial risk text classification tasks. Now, click on Sign Out. So finally, this project demonstrates that integrating NLP techniques with BERT and deep learning significantly improves data entry quality in enterprise applications. By enabling contextual understanding, the proposed approach effectively reduces semantic errors, inconsistencies, and manual correction efforts. The results show that the advanced transformer-based model enhances accuracy and reliability compared to traditional rule-based system. Overall, the proposed model supports better data governance, efficiency, and decision-making in enterprise environments. So this is all about your project. Thank you.
Thank you for watching video. For more projects, please visit our website www.trueprojects.in. For updates on latest project videos, please visit True Projects YouTube channel and subscribe.